Time now for the Warriors season preview for 2025. Okay, 2024 highlights and lowlights, Brian. 9 wins, 1 draw, 14 losses, finishing 13th. They found themselves the year prior, was it the prelim final?
Yes, finished in the top 4 the previous year, and everyone was up and about. It was everyone's second favourite team, and we were all on up the wires. It was just...
Was that trademarked? Up the wires, maybe?
Maybe we could. Maybe Pat Rowley's got into that as well. Last year, yeah, it was a year to forget.
Well, it was as far as results go, but not as far as fans go. They sold out every home game at Go Media Stadium, so they need a big season now to keep that momentum, don't they?
Question without notice.
Yep.
What was their defence like per game?
Not too bad. No, it wasn't so bad.
They were getting beat by 2s and 4s.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad. And you got to think that Webby's come from that Panthers system.
Yep.
So they weren't too bad there. They weren't too bad there. They defeated the Panthers at Magic Round, which was clearly their biggest win of the year. But they conceded 66 points to the Titans. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, the year was gone by then.
It was.
I think, SJ's gone.
Yep.
So maybe this would, because it was always, okay, when Shaun Johnson comes back, who's going to partner him? Luke Metcalf had that shocking injury. Hopefully he can beat those in. But it was always a bit Tamari and Luke seemed to play better with each other, and then Shaun Johnson would come back in because you had to put him in the side.
That's right.
I feel that now it's going to be settled. These two need to aim up.
Yeah, I think he's a good coach. The James Fisher-Harris inclusion, they lose Tohu Harris, but they pick up a James Fisher-Harris.
They lose Addin Fonua-Blake.
Addin Fonua-Blake.
That's huge.
That's
huge. And we spoke about it yesterday. Wade Egan, was talk of origin. The biggest beneficiary from Addin Fonua-Blake playing so well was Wade Egan.
Wade Egan.
Quick play the ball, off you go. If you got to quick play the ball in this day and age, the momentum,
yep.
As long as you shoot up both sides and you've got support players, your hooker looks like a genius.
Fair call that. We mentioned earlier too, they've let this young guy, Zion Mayo, go through. So he's gone to the Bulldogs. But there's a stack. Jazz Tavanga, he's gone to the Seagulls. That sort of snuck under the radar. Marcello Montoya, a veteran now, gone to the Bulldogs. Shaun Johnson retired. And that's about all she wrote there. Tanner Boyd from the Titans joins them. Jet Cleary. Now, Jet Cleary, if he's ready for first grade, I think we're going to see it on the weekend. So when I said it was a doubleheader, Brian, it's actually a Friday and a Saturday night.
Same ground.
Same ground, but not really a doubleheader, is it? Not really a doubleheader.
You would expect Jets a couple of years away.
Yeah. Oh, you never know, mate. Nathan burst onto the scene quite young. Aaron Clark goes back to the Titans, to the Warriors, rather. He started at the Warriors, went to the Titans. Sam Healy is Healy's young bloke, Sharks. And as I mentioned, Tanner Boyd. So probably fair to say that the list in is not overcoming the list out, which is mainly Addin Fonua-Blake.
Yeah, that was a good one about Tohu. I know he was busted towards the end of the year, but just having his presence out. When you lose a senior player, it's not so much on the field, it's at training.
Yep.
It's in the meetings. Someone might pipe up, and the senior players will cut him down. So there's a lot of things behind the scenes. People say, SJ was too old. He was on. But it's a lot of things that experience young players. You need experience.
Yeah, but this bloke Fisher-Harris, mate, big. He led the Kiwis to a win over the Eels. Not the Eels. The Kiwis win over Australia.
Yeah.
What he did, there he is. Hey, Brian.
Oh, he's got the hat on.
Cromie.
That's
beautiful stuff.
Thank you, John.
That is beautiful stuff.
Wear it against Elliot.
Yeah, that's right.
Put it on Elliot. So he's got the hat on.
He's got the Cromie hat on. Johnny Aiken, great get. What a great fella.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he?
So listener, behind the scenes, he's even better.
Yeah.
He's a cracking bloke, isn't he?
He is. Well, he played cricket at a very high standard.
He did.
So he's got the sporting background.
Great fella.
I want to get Alessandra in.
Yeah, we should do that. Cameron George on the next Warriors captain. Cameron George, he was on Breakfast with Matty Russell, the Love Muscle, and Carianis.
Look, Webby's working through that process. I had a chat the other day about it. Look, we have any number of decent leaders and good leaders. They all have different attributes, and what that looks like. We'll work it out in the next week or so. But look, we're really comfortable with the leaders we've got around the club, so it won't be it's not a hard decision because we've got so many options, but It is a hard decision in the sense of because we've got so many good leaders that we've got to try and find one or two. So Webby's close to finalising that, and we'll have a chat next week.
Okay, so I think if you listen really closely there, and I was trying to think as he was speaking, who will be the captain?
Well, there's only
No. What
You don't
were
think
you
so?
going to say?
James.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, what were you thinking?
Well, then he said one or two. I'm going to go. I can't go a third crow today. But if I was to go a third crow today, we're in the land of co-captaincy. This has got Roger Tuivasa-Sheck and James Fisher-Harris written all over it.
Yeah, okay. You know they really missed last year? Murata.
They did.
He, on that edge.
Punching holes on that right edge.
Oh, far out.
Yep.
He was out for an extended period. And remember they towed up South Sydney at the Accor.
That little slingshot play at the
Yeah,
back.
it was out, play inside.
Mate, you know what? He's a good coach, Webby. Tamari Martin, if he catches fire with Luke Metcalf, there's some good players still there.
Kicking game. We always go back to the kicking game. Let's have a look here. Tamari Martin, Lukey Metcalf. Not knowing long kickers. It's going to be is that a disadvantage for him, do you feel?
Possibly. But this is a team who, they may have been a little bit stubborn around the C&K fullback thing, right?
Yeah.
That team screams hybrid, doesn't it? Like Roger needs to see some fullback, doesn't he?
Or wing.
Well, that's what they've named him in the thing, yeah.
What about Pompey? Is he there still?
Addin Pompey, yeah, he's still there.
Pompey's still there?
Yep, Pompey's still there.
He hasn't. I like him too.
He's good. Pompey's there. Ali Lautia.
And the Tuapiki. I know. Everyone keeps saying, but
he's not in the side this week. Yeah, Pompey's in the centres this week. So
what's the team?
What's the team for the Warriors this pre-season? Here we go.
Please.
All right, here we go. Charles Nickel-Kluckster, he's the fullback. Dallon's on the wing with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Ali Leotawa and Pompey in the centres. Tamari Martin in the halves with Luke Metcalf. Up front, Fisher-Harris, Egan, Barnett. So that's still a fair bit for Egan to run behind.
Yeah.
Jacob Laban is in the back row with Kurt Capewell, Aaron Clark. And Murata Nakore is coming off the bench with a couple of youngsters.
Where's Desert? Where's my man?
No mention. He might be out injured or he's
Injured?
Rocco Berry, no mention. Tane Tuapiki, extended bench number 22. Jet Cleary, number 21.
Well, they'll get a run.
You've still got Dylan Walker there and Bunty Afore there and Freddie Lussick there. So a lot of players who have played a bit of first grade. But there you go. So the Warriors, summing it all up, Brian, how do the Warriors play out in 2025?
I feel they'll be better than last year. I don't think they'll reach the heights of 2023, but I feel they will be better than where they finished last year, 14th, 13th.
See, that'll be another tip for the two teams we've previewed today, the Raiders and the Warriors. There will be enough people tipping them for the spoon. I don't give either of them a chance. You got to think about they get those home grounds, full houses again, and the travel. Warriors and Canberra, in my opinion, neither gets a spoon.
No, and that weather in the middle of June is pretty ordinary.
Good coaches too.
Good coaches. I feel that now they're settled on their halves. Because it was always in the back of the mind. This is what I'm thinking if I was a player. If I'm Tamari Martin and you're going good, but you know SJ's behind you. I think now it's his team. It's up there, and he had a stormer when he was he had a terrific year last year. Tamari.
You make a good point too, Brian, and more so the off season. So the whole off season, you sort of roll in there going, okay, we're the two P's here.
Yeah.
And you're not diving in after Shaun's had enough, and
no,
it's good. I think it's a good point that we probably think, Brian and I, the Warriors will do better than most. May have them as far as their predictions are concerned. What, you're still here? Well, you can see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio, you beautiful humans.